I'm Kerri Walsh Jennings, new Hall of Famer, and you're listening to Jim on Base.
Welcome back to another episode of the Jim on Base show here at the San Jose Sports Hall of Fame with the great Kerri Walsh Jennings. And I know everyone's been asking you, but it's got to be great to be inducted because you're from here and you've recently returned, right, to San Jose?
Yes, I've been gone for about just over 20 years and, pursuing my career and gold medals and Olympic titles. And I'm back as of a couple months. And, this is kind of my homecoming. So to come back to such a prestigious honor makes me uncomfortable, makes me just feel a lot of gratitude. And it's really beautiful because it allows me to remember my beautiful career, which I just retired. I'm getting used to that. But it's really special to be here.
And it makes you wonder when you say homecoming, I imagine you have a lot of friends and family that'll be here for the induction, or?
Yes, tonight everyone, like my daughter has a game, my son has a game, so my family will not be here tonight, but we will have, I think, 2 tables of rowdy people. My parents grew up here, and I have so many cousins and aunts and uncles, and we all live in the area, and so hopefully induction night will be a big party. Yeah. Sport has always brought us together as a family, and, we all, love events like this, so it's going to be a good night.
And when you think of San Jose, just the area, do you have like a favorite restaurant or anything you enjoyed going to growing up around here? Or?
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like, as a kind of a youth sport person, every, Mountain Mike's Pizza in the place and Jake's Pizza in Saratoga Sunnyvale was incredible. So that's kind of what steps out, but now that I'm an adult, I can't wait to come back here and get to know the food scene because I know it's improved significantly and there's so many more options. Yeah. But this area is just full of magic and it's full of people who believe in big dreams and who believe in excellence and who put themselves out there with their product. And so I'm just excited to come back and see how the area has changed and transformed, but also stayed the same.
And when it comes to, you didn't just wake up and have medals and be known on this stage. So everyone comes from humble beginnings. So I'm just curious. My first job was working at the movie theater. So did you have a first job in the San Jose area? Or?
My first job probably was babysitting, and then I would do the filing for my father. He's an insurance broker, Tim Walsh, and I think he was a good boss. I don't know if he paid well, but he was a good boss. But when I lived here, I was a student athlete, and that was my job. I wanted to go to Stanford and get good grades, and so school was my job, and then sports was the privilege of that. And then when I first started playing pro volleyball, I had 2 jobs. One, I worked in a children's shoe store. It was not a great fit. It was like pulling teeth for me. And then the other, I walked dogs for about 6 months, and it was very stressful because dogs are people's babies. And the woman I replaced, actually, she tore her ACL because she got dragged by 2 St. Bernards chasing a cat. So I was stressed every day, but, humble beginnings for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And getting into your career, you have 3 gold medals and a bronze. So when I have Olympic athletes on, I always like to ask, what do you do with yours? Where do you keep them?
I have this bag that I keep them in. Usually they're in my closet. But, I'm kind of on the speaking tour now, which is, a blessing and a curse as well because it just stresses me out so much. But I love talking to people. And so I just bring that bag wherever I go because the best thing about those medals is to share them. A lot of people haven't ever seen them. Mm-hmm. And the medals are so special, but the journey is the priceless part, But to be able to show like a tangible result of a lifetime of commitment and devotion, it's pretty special.
And you've been all over the world playing volleyball, so it makes me wonder, you've been from like Moscow to Spain and whatnot, so do you even need to travel anymore? Have you knocked everything out? Or?
I love traveling because I learn so much. I feel like I have a PhD in my life because I've traveled the world, So yes, but home is always the best spot for me. I didn't want to play indoor volleyball because you have to play overseas for 9 months and be away from your family, and I'm such a homebody, so beach volleyball is more my vibe. But I do love traveling, but in all the world, if people were to say what's your favorite, it would be right here. Yeah.
And obviously your partner in crime, Misty May, you guys were a dynamic duo. People probably are wondering, do you keep in touch? Do you see each other?
I love her. I lived in LA for 20 years and then COVID kind of pushed us to Lake Tahoe, which was beautiful. Okay. And so we don't see each other very often in person. When we do, it's like no time has passed and we stay connected on text and phone calls. Both of us are kind of hermits. But yeah, we stay in touch. I love her with all my heart. We were both in Paris together or at the same time doing some fun stuff and we're always connected, so she's a good one.
Yeah. And I am curious, what's the story behind the 6 foot of sunshine nickname? Where'd that come from?
So when I first started dating my boyfriend at the time, my husband now, he just called me 6-footer and 6 foot of sunshine. And, I think it's a VW pop top van. It's actually a really hippie mobile. And I'm pretty hippie coming, I grew up in Scotts Valley. Okay. And so, yeah, he just, I got blonde hair and I'm tall and I smile a lot. And that's what he called me. And I thought it was the cutest thing ever. And then it kind of became known. And then it started to get a little cheesy. And now I just embrace it because I aspire to be 6 feet of sunshine.
And last question here, since it is a family event, people coming out to see you, your husband, Casey, and then you have kids, right? So you kind of have your own indoor volleyball team squad, or?
Oh my gosh, I have a family of ballers, and it's not even that they're great at sports. They're just they're competitive. They love it. They love improving and working hard. My son this morning woke up at 6:30, and I heard him doing the battle ropes outside, and he's 14. Like, that's not normal, you know. So our family is so special, and I have Joey, Sonnets, and Scout, 2 boys and a girl, and it's so fun being on the flip side of it, watching them go through everything. Because even when it's hard for them, they fail and they're learning and they're frustrated. I'm like, babies, stick with it. It's going to make you great, you know. So I feel fortunate to have lived this life where I understand what they're going through and going to go through, and I can support them hopefully in the best way possible.
Well, Kerri, thanks for giving me some time. It's nice to meet you, and congratulations again.
Thank you, darling. Take care.